you recording already? Nice. All right, fuck it.
Run it, dude.
Do I remember when we were on tour, like trying to bleach my hair when I was on tour was the most fucking stressful shit that I've ever done.
Yeah, I feel like I vaguely remember that.
It was in
you trying to set that
dude,
up.
it was in
Kansas?
No, dude, fucking Syracuse?
Rochester? Oh, that was a nightmare.
That was the worst. That had to be the worst show of the tour.
That was. Oh yeah, remember that was the one.
Yeah.
All the sound went out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, when they were like fix the sound went out, I was like, oh no. That is the fucking worst, dude. There is nothing like that's like feeling just completely naked up there and having like no sound, or because first your sound sounds like shit, and so people are like, "What the fuck?" And then it cuts out, and you're just like,
I'm like
cool.
reliving that, and it's like making me angry.
Yeah,
I was fucking heated, dude. That was like 12 minutes of just no sound. Like Bronx was playing a little fills, and then Ekoh walks up, and he just like sits down and started.
Well, because I was like, dude, I know this fucking sucks, man. I was like, I don't know, what are you gonna do to make like that in between? Everybody's just so
it was just people standing there like, it's all good, some people, it's all good, whatever the fuck. You're like, the fuck, what do you want me to do?
Like, there's a piece for me that makes it like you realize how awkward the whole situation of an actual show is.
Yeah,
it's like one person here, 1,000 there. And it's just like
dead silent.
Yeah, what?
Yeah,
now
it's
there's
not
nothing.
like stand up. You're just like they just stare at you too. Like they want you to fix it.
Yeah,
they're like so the whole time.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, and you just have no answers, so you just come up with shit. The sound guy.
It's
just blame it on the sound guy. I got that sound guy fired.
I mean,
as soon as I got
off,
like
he got his own fucking self fired for sure. Yeah.
I think the manager of the venue came up and he was like, "I'm so sorry," like and I was like, "You know what? I appreciate that." And whatever. Talked to him for like 10 minutes. And I was like, "But if you don't replace that guy, like I don't even know where I went. I was angry. I was on another world of angry." And they were like, "No, we're taking care of it."
I think you were on like shut down anger.
Yeah, because I was still very calm, but I was like, that dude needs to get fired immediately.
Well, dude, the thing that sucks, I saw like an Instagram video yesterday. Andrew saw what was I showing you? Where it was like a dude playing a fucking sound guy. And
like a skit?
Yeah, a skit of him being a sound guy and just being like, how many instruments do you have? I don't care. I'm gonna be pissed no matter what. Like,
yeah.
You're like, oh, we have 2 guitars. Like, fucking whatever, dude.
That was like our last run. I don't know why, but everybody was always so angry when it came to just the staff in general. All right, now, what the fuck do you have? Third guy? Like, no, I'm the second guy. Where the fuck is the third guy then? You just checked him. So who's using what?
Y'all look the fucking same.
Yeah, like 90% of us had blonde hair.
Yeah, every front man had blonde hair besides...
Me, you, John, Elijah.
Yeah, and then from Ashes, he has orange hair.
Oh, yeah.
I
was like, did Matt have blonde? No, not at the time. Yeah.
But I think I think that last tour, that tour rocked me, dude.
That shit tore me apart.
It really did, dude. It was like I went home. I didn't talk to anybody for like a month. I was just like, I need to just process,
dude,
everything I've just been through. I know everybody like in the crew was just like, and that's the hardest part. Like in the middle of it, when you're like, I know how I feel.
Oh yeah,
I know everybody else around me is like, it's just like, what do I do? How do I make you guys feel any better about the situation than I do?
While also battling, like being so angry and irritated and all these other things, and trying to just have a little bit of compassion for other people.
Yeah,
dude, it was. You
just gotta go like scream into a pillow. Yeah. That entire last tour. That's the reason that we have the bandwagon. That's it.
Yeah.
It's because of that last tour. I was like, I will not do that shit again.
Do they? So if something breaks down, do you get like roadside assistance or anything, or you just replace it and they're just whatever?
I'm hoping we don't have to deal with that.
I didn't mean to put that into the world, but in the event,
they come out and fix it. Or
I don't
whatever,
think Point North didn't have any problem that whole last run. I don't think
they made it through, and we made it through to the end.
Yes, no problems.
No, we got to the last show. I fucking kissed the ground. Was like, how do we do it? I don't know.
Pray it rains.
We're the only ones that made it. Like, well, us and them are the only people who made it to the end without being fucking.
I think even I've seen from Ashes, the one they're on now, have already switched.
Those dudes are cursed. They're cursed
four times.
I was like, what did you guys?
4 times in like 2 weeks or something.
I was like, what did you guys do?
Yeah. Who
What did
really,
you do?
Who hates y'all?
Like what the fuck did you do to where you were this cursed with vehicles, man?
And especially just buses. Like you would think they would be so like old reliable.
Yeah.
It would be the vans that just constantly break down.
No.
I mean, we only had one day. We had that one day where it was fucked up, but that was because somebody messed up. But you know, we'll just leave that there. But
It is what it is, man.
yeah, I hope you don't have any problems. You're going to be good.
Are you touring soon? Do you have any tours planned?
I want to in the spring. One of our mutuals kind of has hit me up about an idea, and I'm like, ooh, that would be cool. You know, it gave plenty of time off already. I've kind of recovered from the last one by now.
Yeah.
So now I'm like more excited to like do it again. You know, like I have all the homies now. You know, it's like tour's not that bad as long as you have the right people around you. But like last run was, I was just like, whoa, you know, it was a lot of different like, you know, elements. But yeah, I hope to in the spring. I'd like to do it 3 times next year at least, and then I'm seeing what's up like on an album and where that might go. So I would do that in the fall. You know, like
Does that mean you're working on a full album right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Whoa.
I got some good stuff.
How many you got in the tank, dude?
I mean, I have one that's pretty much done, but then I have like, you know, kind of like dabbling in the rock shit still. You know, I'm not that I still am necessarily, but I still have a bunch that were the best ones of the ones I made that never even saw the light of day, right? So I still have those, you know, for something if I ever want to go back there. But then I'm kind of moving towards like this pop realm a little bit.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. It's like I feel like it's really natural, and it's like invoked a lot of I guess like stuff that I've wanted to do forever.
Okay.
And I know I kind of said that same thing about rock when I did it, but I don't know, it's kind of like a different feeling. Like I feel like I kind of dabbled in that for a while anyway, with like, you know, Save Me, So Alive a little bit.
Yeah.
And like some of my more somber stuff like Roses and Polaroid. So that's like where I'm at, and I'm excited. Like the stuff.
I feel like you're like
making.
tapping into like a new skill set that you've wanted to use before, like
Yeah.
a new batch of tools or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like with that rock stuff, and you know, you and I talked about it on the tour last time. It just felt like conceptual art for 40-year-olds. You know, like I felt like I was catering to a much older generation, like artistically, and I just was after I kind of like, you know, stood back for myself. I was like, maybe that wasn't a good idea. After
Well, did
all.
you feel like? I think anytime you feel like you're catering to an audience, period.
Yeah, and not
you've
doing it for
lost.
me, right? It was like, yeah,
You know?
and it took me like too long to realize that. But like, you know, don't get me wrong. Like when we did that tour, I had a blast.
Yeah.
Like I had a great time, and it was really cool doing something a little bit different. But thinking, you know, even the thought of making something else right where I was, I'm like, nope.
You just
Absolutely
feel like you weren't being authentic to what you wanted to do.
I thought I was, and you know, maybe to some degree, you know, I was, but it was just so artistic. I feel like if you gave those records to people much, much bigger than me, they'd have a real shot.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But it's just like I
But
feel
it's like,
I'm-
how do I market this? How do I even like? What do I do with this?
Yeah.
Because it's almost like those are the records that have to kind of have a machine behind it,
Right.
almost, or
Right.
like a big thing to
a
take it off.
grandeur video, like for
Yeah.
people to be like, whoa, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, you know, like Falling and Bring Me, like they definitely sit in that world. Come
Yeah.
up with some crazy artistic, and even like when Bring Me starts, you know, integrating like K-pop elements, which is pretty cool. You know, it's like you see it and then understand it almost, like in their music videos, rather than you just hear it. Like you almost don't even notice it. It's just kind of like a part of the Bring Me machine, like you're saying. Like it's just like them, but you see it as somebody who, you know, maybe like newly introduced to them, like, oh, that's cool, you know.
Or even like you have the ability at that level to do like a 3.5 minute artistic song that goes in these different directions and goes completely off path and changes shit up and switches up to where people are willing to take the time to ingest it, as opposed to when you're still building in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It's like you got to just get eyes. You got to get people to listen and pay attention still. It's like you almost putting the cart before the horse type thing. And it sucks that you have to like think of creating like that. Like, oh, I would like to make a concept album, but you know what? Like,
yeah, it's like that starts to like make it stressful. That's like a whole nother like kind of batch of points that like I started to like get well, that I've just been dealing with in general, even like right now, like today. Just kind of like how complex some of it gets, like past like, you know, kind of where we're all kind of at right here, like above that. Just makes it so like unenjoyable and like just like this massive like pissing contest kind of. And I just like I just don't get down with it. It's like 2 years ago, and I'm sure you know the same thing, like just making music in our bedrooms, like beats and you know guys coming in or whatever to make stuff. It's just like it's so fun in that moment, and then you have to start dealing with all of this. Okay, now the legal side, or you want to go bigger guys, these prices, these things. It's just like that world just becomes like you know, just like well,
and it's heavy.
Yeah,
that's what I look at. I'm like that. It's like it seems so like big and daunting. And you're like, fuck this. It's
intimidating. Like in a lot of ways. Like you believe in a song, right? And you're like, I want to do this and this and this for it. And you're like, well, that's going to cost you $100,000. And you're like, do I believe in it that much? See, then you like start second guessing. Like, is it that good?
Yeah.
You know, or you know, because just that whole idea is just like, that's spooky.
And then you'd be like, cool, you pull the trigger on it, doesn't do what you thought it would.
Like,
and then the one that you spend no money on blows the fuck up. And you're like, what is happening?
Yeah. Yeah, it's always those. I've been through that same thing. You're like, oh, this one's just like a song to fill the gap. And then, what? Like,
because it's almost like sometimes when you just don't care, when you're just, even with the content, you're just like, fucking whatever, dude, just do this. And who cares? I just got to put a video out to put a video out or whatever. And then it ends up like being one of your biggest ones. And it's almost because of that.
Yeah, it's just like there's that authenticity in there. That like they can tell that like you enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Or like even hear it like in the song somewhat like, oh, I just had fun making it. I don't care what it does. It's like now I'm picking up on that rather than like the rock shit just felt so forced in one direction.
I have to do that.
I need to stay in these lanes. I need to write these things.
Yeah.
That's like really just felt constricting. Like I have one Bonnie and Clyde whenever I filmed the music video. He did half of it and I did the other half. And I just used a Sony camera. Like it was like vlog footage and then like I set it up and did a few things. But it was like so raw. And it was like, I am admittedly not anywhere as good as him or other people that do videography. But it was just like, it looked like just raw and organic and authentic at the same time. So it was really cool. That video was like, it was fire. So that was like one that we were like, oh, just put it out to put it out. And it went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're saying like you're not as good as other people with cameras and stuff, but I always like thought it was really cool and just like about your work process and how much you know about shit. Like you do
learn from him, but yeah, I just feel like I need to because
for sure,
you start. I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like I can appreciate iPhone stuff, but I just have a different appreciation for how Canons look and Reds and all this stuff. It just looks so much more rich, and cinematic.
Yeah.
And it's just like a different world. Like in, those different feels make people ingest it a different way. Like you shoot on Snapchat, do a performance video, looks like Snapchat. Like it looks a little bit more like, I don't know, real and easy to understand rather than if it looks like a movie, it's just, now I'm looking at it completely different before I even hear it.
Yeah.
So it's cool to be able to dabble in like all those different visual styles.
Well, I mean, even just because I know, especially being, when you take off on TikTok or on social media and shit, and I've dealt with it. I know you deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
People being like, you're actually like people will hate on the work ethic. They'll act like you don't really know what the fuck you're doing. But it's like, I know that you edit a lot of your own like TikToks. Yeah. I know that you understand lighting. I know that you can shoot a lot of that shit yourself.
Right.
And you do it yourself. And you're setting up all your own. And it's like, y'all have no idea the skill set that people have to have.
It took a long time to learn, for real though.
It does. But you're fucking great at it. Like a lot of your stuff has always looked great. And I think that you've spawned. I mean, I modeled a lot of my own shit after watching yours and be like, I need to up my fucking quality because I like the way this shit looks.
Yeah.
And I like the way, when I look at this, I'm like, okay.
Something about it, you're like, I like that,
Yeah, and
how
I think
do I integrate it?
Someone watching it is the idea of like, I think I could make this if I tried.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it like right now. Like I couldn't pull out my phone and do it.
Yeah.
Or people being like, was this on a phone or is this on a camera?
Yeah, yeah.
Or the idea of like, this looks really good, but it still feels authentic and in the same way.
That's like with, Andrew doing stuff like while we were on the road, it looked great. Like we're like, let's just pop up and make this happen like real quick. And then, he's turning it around real fast, just like, while also, doing other stuff with you, loading, teching, playing drums, So it's like, it's cool, like to be multifaceted, especially when the teams are small. So it's like, hey, I can't do this right now. Can you go set this light up? Hey, it's like, if everybody kind of knows a little bit, then it just makes things move a lot faster. It's just way more efficient too.
I think that's like on all small teams, everybody has like dual role, 2, 3, 4 skill sets that they have. Like, like Andrew is drumming and also filming. So we have to bring another photographer on the road because I'm like, nobody can nobody can shoot while we're playing.
So you're taking another one?
Yeah.
Oh, smart.
So, you got to like figure that shit out, but then everybody's pulling their own weight, and it's pretty fucking cool. But I just think the fact that a lot of people probably don't even understand how much work goes into what we do and what I know you do, and I think that shit is like awesome. I had Sky Daddy in here because
that song was great, by the way. I love that. Yeah, that was good.
She's got people are just like, oh, you don't know, you haven't been through shit, you were handed everything, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, all of us were broke, figured out how to make shit work, and stuck around long enough.
For real, dog.
Stuck around long enough, and we're just like, I'm just going to keep making shit.
Just figured it out.
And keep doing it until you do figure it out, and then it takes off.
It's crazy to think about, like, how fast, like, from the first time, like, you came to my house. Some of those clips are so funny. I looked at that.
This song is for gay football players.
I was looking at that.
Cue the clip.
Play the clip. And then tour, and then now. I mean, we've known each other for almost 3 years now, right? Something like that, give or take, two and a half. I don't remember when Fucked Up came out.
I don't know.
February. It was February, or I can't. Maybe it was right by my birthday.
It is crazy how.
So a little over 2. That's it. Yep.
It is wild how time flies.
Yeah. On a side note, in terms of talking about doing the content, right, and like the style that we do, I saw on Threads, randomly stumbled across this writer who I know of, and this person was like basically just dogging the fuck out of people who go rap or go sing their song in a random location. Like, it's just the cringiest thing on the planet, and I'm just like. But you need to probably do that though, right? Like it's so easy. Who said that? Yeah,
like a songwriter.
I guess he's also an artist as well.
Okay,
but just kind of like knocking the whole process of that. Like what is so wrong with that? To go have fun and rap or sing your song and then put it on the internet for people to see. Like, what is so wrong with that? Like, people putting themselves out there. First of all, to just be judged right off the bat, but B, putting in the work, either buying a kid. Like, there's just so much investment into it. So it's like, why is that so lame to you? Like, I don't get that.
Did that post have like a lot of interaction? Was it getting...
I don't really know. I kind of read it and was like, I don't like this.
I mean, I every time I see something like that, all it says to me is you tried it and it didn't work. And you're bitter, or you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I get that. I honestly get that viewpoint of being like, I don't want to have to do this to put my music out.
Like, you're embarrassed, or like you feel uncool doing it. Like, don't get me wrong, I get like nervous if I go do stuff in public, just because I'm a nervous person. Like, I'm introverted in that I'm like, there's people here, I don't want to do it anymore. Because like I do feel shy about it. But am I embarrassed about it? No, I'm just a shy public person,
I mean, when I think about just content specifically, I understand the viewpoint of like, I don't want to have to make this fucking content to put my music out. I didn't get in this shit to make content. I got in this shit to make music. And I know people with that viewpoint, and I respect it, because I'm like, okay, you want to make music. But in the same breath, like, I get that, because there's a piece of me that feels that way too. Like, I don't always have to just I just wanted to make the fucking song, dude. Why can't I just make the song and
blow up?
Why do I have to think of this fucking skit right now, dude?
Yeah.
You know, like, what? I get that point, but I don't hate on anybody who does it. If you're hating on the people who do it, you're just mad because that you're unable to accept the climate of where music is right now.
Right.
And you're bitter because there's people doing what the market is asking, and they're being successful at it, and you're not willing to do it. So therefore you're not successful. So the song that might be a great fucking song isn't going to do shit because you're not willing to do the other piece that has to be done to make the song perform well.
Yeah. It's almost like equal, if not just like more work making the content. Like, I mean, some songs, they just kind of fall together in a short amount of time. They're incredible. But other times, you know, you really want that, like, it has to be this. I need these things, like, to make it that artistic body that you're like, it's done, you know? But, and yeah, I get that too. Like, when you start making content and sometimes it, you know, it's put it like this. The content that we make is not going to be a Billie Eilish music video. Like, it's not like this grandeur display of art that showcases her, right, all the time. Like, sometimes just outside, walking down the sidewalk, and there's a tree and some rocks. Like, that's it, you know? And I do dislike isn't even the word for it, but I hate that, like, you do
not
feel
the word.
you lose.
I fucking hate.
Yeah, it does feel like you kind of devalue the song. Like, you're almost like bringing the song down to like a very, I don't know, like a low level.
You are.
You know, and
you're
that does suck a little bit.
What you're doing is making it digestible to the masses.
Right.
Which you never want to have to. It's always a little bit of like, fuck. But also, I think the corniest shit in the world is making a song that nobody fucking hears.
Yeah, right. Putting all that time and effort into it.
Like, no matter what corny shit you might think I do on a video, it's better than not having anybody ever hear what I make.
Dude, what did you used to do before TikTok? Like, before short form and all that? Like, put a song out, put a music video out, and like tag your friends? Like, you know? Like, what did you do?
There was eras, dude. There was like I first popped off like in the Facebook era.
Back then?
When Facebook, like...
I'm like, what did we do on Facebook? I forgot.
It was when ads first started on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And you could make a music video, and you could put fucking $20 into an ad, and that shit would go fucking nuclear.
Shit, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Like, I was probably, honestly, I was probably way too poor to be fucking with that. To be real, at that time.
Yeah, it was like... I think it was at that point, like, I just started a job where I was making good money for the first time in my entire life.
Right.
And so I was like, cool, let's just see what happens if I it was my girl made me do it the first time. So just put like $20 in this. Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
I was always broke. I was like, I'm going to lose this money. So
Yeah.
I don't want to spend it. And she was just like, I'll give you $20, whatever. Fucking put it. I did. And then it's just like, whew, and
dope.
it goes crazy. And that was back when ads actually like made your shit go wild.
Right.
So like that was an era. And then the Instagram shit was an era. Obviously, YouTube rap shit was an era.
See, okay, yeah. That was something I never really was into, but I know a lot of y'all kind of circulated in that environment a lot.
I never got involved with the YouTube rapper thing. I was never really...
You know some of those people, though.
I know some
and
of
are now
them.
Close to some of them, right?
I don't know if I'm that close to any of them.
Was Webby not in that?
Who's that?
Webby?
No, Webby.
okay.
Webby was like way before.
Right. Okay. I didn't know if he was still in that.
Webby was like way before, and then had a resurgence when like Spotify algorithm started like being a thing, and if you were dropping every 2 weeks, it was like crushing for you and stuff. And so he really found his niche,
right?
For like I don't know what you would call like a renaissance of his career, because
Right.
it was like he had a moment, and then like kind of, I don't want to say fell off, but it like died off,
Right.
and then he like figured it out. Figured out his content, figured out all that shit, and then, had his kind of second wave of stuff.
Right.
But there was that, and then there was the Instagram era, and then, I mean, we're in this current TikTok Reels era that's just...
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, something, and, admittedly, it could just be me. Like, maybe my shit just sucks right now, but I feel like everything is just kind of like...
Oh, my engagement's at an all-time low.
It's weird.
All-time low.
I
It
mean,
fucking sucks.
So for even earlier, while I'm getting my hair done, I'm like scrolling. I scrolled to like the bottom of when I first started doing Facebook Reels, and it is so wild, like how long stuff lives and grows. Like, do you remember the skit that we did for Fucked Up where we were eating the Twizzler?
Yes.
Thing has like 90,000 likes, and I'm like, I remember when we posted it. I mean, it did great. It was like 4,000 or 5,000, and I was like, where the fuck did 3 extra million views come from?
That.
But, stuff back then, I feel like you could post almost anything and it would be like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But now they just hit the button like, nah, no more views.
But also now everybody's doing it, and
Yeah.
everybody is trying to get views, and everybody's
Doing the
fucking
same
hungry
shit.
for it, and everybody's...
It's hard to think of new shit now. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I remember just talking about when we talked about that a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Like, it was already hard to think of shit. Now I'm like, I have to find shit that is completely unrelated to music to be like, oh, now let's try to use that to integrate into this.
That's how I think. I'm like, you have to like almost fucking vamp the audience and surprise them with something. So I'm like, do you do complete overhaul? Just completely change your shit up?
I considered that too. So with like some of the stuff I'm doing now, I was like, hire some type of major brand marketing company. Like, how can we just like shock the world again, all over again, you know? And, I debate internally, like, is that worth it? Maybe, or just, how about just, I try to pull like an internal feeling of my own that I'm passionate about and just allow it to live. So, for example, like Tom McDonald, I was talking to him a little bit, and, I'd asked him, like, how did you get so comfortable talking a lot on your content? Because he'll talk about, just things that he's passionate about. And then he'll segue his content. Yeah. He was like, dude, in the moment, if I'm thinking about it, if it's like me and my girl talking about it, he's like, I pull the camera out and tell the camera. So like while I'm in that moment, so like whatever it is. And I want to try and do more of that to like allow more of my personality to live, because I feel like the brand just develops itself almost. And I feel like that's a big part of me that like I've held like really closed off from people. More so of marketing you instead of the music. Right. I get that. Yeah. And like, hoping people also like that or like it more, Yeah. Hopefully. But yeah, I think that's a big piece and something that I haven't really done a whole lot of. I get on lives a lot. Like we used to do lives a lot. Yeah. Which is like a great, way to showcase who you are like in real time. But I mean, content that can live, maybe it will just do even better. That's what I was talking to someone the other day. I was like, dude, one of my first TikTok videos, dude, when I first got on TikTok, I was just making funny videos that had nothing to do with my music. Yeah, yeah. Like Vines? Kind of sounds like? I was making dumbass shit. Like, I had a video that went like pretty viral that was just me talking shit about trunk or treating and like kids that don't fucking trick or treat, like being pussies. And like, how like, nobody gives you free drugs, dude. You shouldn't like raise kids to think people are gonna put drugs in your candy, because like nobody gives you free drugs, kid. Like that's not the world we live in. Yeah, right. That's funny. Like shit, like, and I kind of fucked my algorithm up, dude, because a lot of those like did really well, and then I was like, wait, I need my music to be the fucking. But listen to this, yeah. And it was like it was just everything tanked for like months until I could revamp my algorithm. You have to like recondition people again. Like, oh, okay, this is what he's focused on now. Yeah, and I remember one that you did not long ago. I think it was on Father's Day. And you were like, picture me and my dad. Or whatever. Dad. Did that one do good? It had to. It does well every year. I post it every year. Every year. Yeah. That one was good. I saw that and I was like, oh, that's rich. But I do think, because it's also, you'll never run out of you. Right. And if you run out of ideas and shit, like, you'll never run out of just random shit to say. Yeah. Because you're right, dude. Having to think of ideas for songs can be fucking soul crushing. And then be like, well, let's just get outside and film this video and fucking, I don't know, hope for the best. Yeah. I feel like, again, like that just falls back into there's just a little bit of you caring, like being careless, but also just like enjoying it, that allows it to go, because people see that. But there is a piece where even if there is a little bit of your personality that wants to pop out, you got to be like, well, no, because we got to do it like this, because this is what the algorithm wants. Yeah. And this is what's going to perform better. Game, yeah. And that shit just gets... It can get old. It hurts. But when you go back to the dudes that are talking shit about it the whole time, it's the other piece of that is, if you don't want to do it, sign a record deal, dude. True. Because if you look at all the people doing this, sign it, but then don't recoup because you're not making content. So, exactly. Yeah. But you have to have a machine pushing. If it's really all this stuff that has to be done, and the things that we have to do to get attention, and the extremes you have to go to in your content or in your videos or whatever the fuck, or what you put, the comparing yourself to this person or that person just so you can get a fucking name recognition so that your video goes to the top of the algorithm, is what we have to do as independent artists to fight the giant that is algorithms and labels who own the fucking DSPs, labels who get prioritized in algorithms with Meta and all this shit. Like, you don't want me to have, if I don't do this, I'm getting buried. it's kind of like, I feel like just like the ceiling for independence, unless you just have a moment like, you know, Connor, maybe, you know, for just an example. But the label thing, man, it's so daunting. It's like all I see are artists that I like, that I have looked up to, like John Bellion, my like favorite on the world. He just got released, or he got, you know, bought himself out of his record deal with Capitol, and he went on a podcast and talked about it, about how as soon as he figured out how it worked, he was out. Like he was like, I'm not finishing my tour. I'm not doing anything else, blah, blah, blah. Shut down completely and just figured it out. And then, you know, whatever in between that where he bought himself out of his contract, it just, you know, that whole time, which was, I guess he was signed for 6 years. I didn't hear of like anything good from him. It was just things that he wrote.
He barely put anything else out. Yeah.
So that he could get around it, you know? And like even Mike Stud, or, you know, just Mike, he was at a concert and was talking about it, you know, the labels and all this, and how he had thought about it years back and thought about it recently and still has never done it. Yeah. And that's me. You know, I've been presented these ideas and offers, and I just like, I want to, for the sake of, well, I feel like I have to. And I'm like, well, if I don't, well, for example, I didn't, and me and my manager went, yeah. The second I like didn't know, he was like, I'm out.
Well, it's when you realize you have a manager that is only, that their skill set is only to get you signed.
Yeah.
So that they can eat on that check.
Yeah.
And it's like that. I mean, that
you didn't give a fuck about me to begin with. So yeah, you know, I was like let that breathe, because I hate that shit.
But that's like that's the thing about like the independent scene right now, and being able to realize all the shit that I know what a label does, because I run one for myself. Right. Like, and I don't necessarily have all the connects that all these labels, but I know what they are, and I know how much it should cost.
Right.
And I know how much a music video should cost. I know how to make merch. I know how to ship merch.
Yep.
I know how to tour. I know all the, and it's like in the Matrix when Neo starts seeing in code.
Yeah.
And he understands everything, and you're like, oh, you're fucking everybody. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You fuck everybody in the hopes of having one that pays for everybody else. You know, and it just, I have a lot of friends on labels, and you know people on labels, and I'm always like, and it's not a brag, and I'm like, cool, you're actually bigger than me. You're bigger, you have more monthly listeners, you have all this. I have way more money than you.
Yeah, that is the caveat right there. Yeah. That is true.
And so it's like, where's the trade-off, man? And it's not like all the money goes back into the business and builds it bigger and all this kind of stuff, but it's also like, what do you, at the end of the day...
Is it going to be that when you're out of the label?
Yeah.
And then that's the, you know? As soon as that label deal runs out...
Yeah, then what?
So, you know, like, for example, another thing like, licensing music, or, you know, we only own it for this long. Well, it's like, well, it was only hype during that time. Yeah. It doesn't matter if I fucking have it now, almost, you know, a lot of the time. Unless you have, you know, a giant timeless record.
Yeah, like a legacy record that's still crushing.
It's like, well, I don't know, man. So I haven't decided. I don't know what to do with that. There's
what, if you're going to stay independent or go with a label?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not even like a label, or like maybe just a distribution deal or something. Something to try to take a next step, or if it's I just need to sit at home and figure out, how do I find the next like thing, you know, like we had all these like chapters of content, skits and performance videos, and you know, finding the next thing early and doing it. It's a hard internal decision, you know.
It is, because there's like so much tied into it, and the thing that sucks all day is just that like we are like a slave to the fucking algorithm.
Yeah, and
it's like it's something you can't control. There's no other fucking... Well, I mean, maybe if you work like a stockbroker, like some shit like that, where it's that fucking volatile of like one day it could just fucking completely drop and you lose all your shit. And I'm like, well, so now I can't reach any of my fans anymore? Like, it's impossible? Like, how do I reach people?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, do you start a Patreon? Do you start an OnlyFans?
do you got your boys pulling up like, that's a great shot, bro.
Yeah. Dude, you're doing great. This isn't corny. This is hot.
Act like I'm not here. Yeah. Stop fucking talking, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Like 6 months, anything can happen. From now to the, you know, summer of next year. Who fucking
only
knows?
PHIX?
Only PHIX, dude.
Damn. Write that down. Jot that down.
Chuck, you better write that shit down. So,
It's a $1
well,
million
what city are you
idea.
most excited for on the coming up tour?
I don't know, man. I think Detroit. I think we have a lot of tickets sold in Detroit. We got a lot sold in Columbus.
Ohio's always great. Shout out Ohio.
I mean, I'm pretty happy because like I know I was like, I just want to do at least 100 pre-sales in every show, and I'll be okay.
Yeah,
and we're like pretty close. I mean,
Makes you feel
a
good.
bunch of like are over than that, or over 100, but we're like hitting the threshold of like 100
That's
in each
good.
city, and that makes you feel like at least there's gonna be people at every show.
Yeah. How many shows are there?
27.
27. Better go to a
27
show.
club, dude.
You
Where?
better see you there.
Where's it at? Where?
The camera? I'm looking right at it.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at Daniel. I was like, what?
Daniel, you better
Where are
take
you
your
gonna
ass.
be, dude?
You don't have any Texas shows, do you?
No.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Skipped over Texas.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas.
I mean-
why are you not Ohio? Or...
Texas. Why are you not Ohio? What the fuck is
Dude.
that about?
Oh, Ohio is amazing. Like every time I'm like, yes.
Is that your best market?
It's a great one for
Yeah.
sure. Like anytime that's on the lineup, I'm like, can't wait.
What do you guys
Or
have
Denver.
planned for Vegas?
Wait,
They're
say
in
it
Vegas
again?
right now.
Oh,
I'm fucking here to party, dude. What are
you
you
were
do?
supposed to be playing here, right?
I know, falling in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, Ronnie. Dude.
Sucks, unfortunately.
So
But things
wait,
happen.
did you do something like yesterday?
Played at a nightclub.
Yeah. Okay, I saw. I think it was Cody's snap actually,
Yeah.
or Instagram story. Was it dope?
It was a club performance.
Yeah.
You know how those are.
Yeah. It's a little different.
It's always different.
A little
And
different.
Someone's like, well, you'll make fan. I'm like, dude, there's no
Mhm.
way to make a fan in
Mhm.
this environment. There's
Mhm.
no possible fucking way.
Just thug
Because-
it out.
Everybody's just fucked up,
Yeah.
having a good time.
Yeah.
And you're almost the dude that's fucking up
Fucking
the
the vibe
vibe, you know? And you're like, all right, you
Yeah.
want to do it because like I love like Tao Group is awesome, and I've always loved working with them, and it's cool. Like I used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
work for I used to bust tables
Yeah.
at nightclubs.
Yeah.
So to be able to go back and play is fucking sick. So I'm always
Yeah,
down to
that's
do it. But there is a piece where it's just like I just got to go fuck up the vibe for 15
Yeah.
minutes and then like get out of here.
Yeah.
The money's good, and I obviously have a lot of shit to pay for, as you can see out there.
Hey,
So
we got to pop up sometimes.
you know what I mean. So it's cool. Like it was fun, definitely, because it was emo night, and like I said, it's always cool doing.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
but it's such a different
The vibe is
vibe than a regular show.
They're just all there mingling, and then you hop up, and they're like,
And
"Shut
they're
the
like,
fuck up!
What are you doing? I'm
Hurry the fuck up!" And get the-"
trying to get this girl to keep grinding her ass on
Yeah.
me. What
I was
are
about
you
to have her
doing,
number. I was
dude?
this close, dude.
Yeah, I'm waiting for fucking Kanye to come on.
Yeah.
And what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy? Oh, yeah. You always have the hecklers, especially at clubs. I used to do college parties a lot,
Okay.
and you
same,
got
same thing.
a bunch of them just absolutely drunk out of their mind, just having the time of their lives. And then you have the dudes like standing with a drink, like, shut the fuck up. 3 dudes together in the back, just doing this.
And dude, honestly, I'm not even mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm like,
I
dude,
want to
I'm
get
just
out of here too.
trying to get paid. Yeah, I'm just trying to get paid, dude.
Yeah.
Just chill. Let me just do this.
Yeah.
I'll be out here in like 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
Trust me. Yeah.
Dude.
It's so that shit can be a little rough.
That gives me I don't remember where we were on our last run, but there was a dude like 3rd or 4th row, just the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, who hurt you, dude?
I'll call
like,
those
why?
people out, dude.
I was like, why, dude? So I think when I did Worked Up, I was just like writing his shit
Yeah.
the whole time. And then he was like, he still just give me a look, but I got the finger down.
Yeah.
So I kind of won him over a
Yeah.
little bit, I think.
Nah, his
He's
shoulder got tired, dude. He said,
After 20
"You ain't worth
minutes,
this
I
one,
swear,
dude.
it was 20
You ain't
minutes at
worth
least.
it."
He did not let that motherfucker die, dude. It
I'll
just
call
stayed
people
up.
out, dude. I don't give a fuck. I'll
God,
like point
yeah,
at
that
somebody
shit's
and be
funny.
like, "What's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah. What's going on?
Fuck you."
Yeah. Why did you pay money to sit here and do that?
Yeah, I've played way too many like shitty bar shows where I've just had to like not give a fuck. Where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like built into me. I've like knocked drinks out of people's hands that are like standing in the very front row, like talking to each other, having a conversation, and I'll be like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
I'm at work right now. Talk back there."
I saw, I think it was Usher or Justin Timberlake or something maybe before Justin Timberlake. He got arrested or something like that. Anyway, he was like
Allegedly.
doing a massive like Madison Square Garden performance or something, and then some girl's like on her phone, like right by.
I think that was Madonna, dude. It was Timberlake.
She's like on her phone, and he's like singing at her. She has no idea, and then her friends are like, and she looks up and he walks away, and she was like, no, like. Should have been in your fucking phone.
Yeah.
Why the fuck? How the fuck are you?
I think I did that to a security guard in Arkansas on that last tour. I think he was he was just in the front row, like just, standing in the barricade and was just like scrolling. And I was just like, what are you looking at, dude? And he was like, huh?
Caught completely off guard.
Are you guys going to go to the club while you're out here?
Yeah, I don't know where we should go, but
he said, yeah.
Give me some suggestions.
I got you.
I'm down. I'm gonna go throw some black floor on roulette. Pray for the best.
Is that your number?
That's it.
Have you won big on it?
Dude, last tour I came up like 4 G's off of $150.
Ooh.
But then as soon as we got here, I blew it all.
Oh, I thought they were saying where you won it.
No, we went to like 3 or 4 on the way until we got here. Because we played, I think, Bethlehem. That was that casino center. I think Kansas City it was legal.
Dude, I'm so
and then Ohio.
Ingrained to gambling that I just don't fucking do it anywhere.
I wish I didn't. It's his fault. You got me into gambling.
What's your game? Nice. That's the way to be, brother.
Ruin your life 8 different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in Rio Dosa, New Mexico. And I had never been to a casino before. And so we went and I was like, oh, this is it. And I was like, it's pretty cool, And then, I thought slots were just like the basic fucking 7 bar cherries. And then I was like, oh, they're like games and like
it's like adult video games, dude.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
With high stakes.
And I was like, click, 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 click. Went through $300 and I was like, that was amazing. And I was like, I'm gonna do it again. So we went to the ATM, got 400 more, and I was like, that was incredible. Didn't win anything, but I had a blast. And then after that, we got home and I found steak. And I was like,
what is steak? What,
like online
steak?
crypto gambling? No, I'm not sponsored. Wish I was, because I've blown a lot of money on there.
What the fuck is that?
So it's like you basically like buy their currency with crypto, and you can, it's like legal in the US or whatever. And then if you win, you just pay out to crypto. Then do what you want with it.
So you do slots?
Yeah, it's like online slots. And you can just like buy like when you get the bonus game, you can just buy the bonus game. So I just do like $25 spins.
Do you make money?
Shit, I won a couple times.
How many times have you lost though?
Well, obviously, yeah.
Shit, I won a couple times.
A couple times won like a couple G's here, a couple G's there, and you're like, you're living in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. But
you have to.
Yeah, and then when we went on the tour, I was we had talked about roulette, and I was like, I'll go try roulette, and then my intuition was just hitting.
You got to play craps, dude.
See, that's what he's good at. I ain't done that yet.
You play craps? Dude, craps I think it's the most interactive.
No.
It's the most interactive. It gives the most sense of control of your destiny in a weird way. I know you probably don't, but it makes, no, because you're still rolling the fucking dice, dude. And there's a lot of ways to win and like one way to lose. I think that's why it's like, it's so fun. Dude, I'm going
to watch you play while we're here.
You could just, doesn't sound great. You could just play the cum line, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Is that just like the entry level? Like, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, play this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's like you kind of just go there and try and like pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a fun game to play.
It can still work. Craps, roulette. Blackjack, I've been like too intimidated to sit at a table because I don't, just put it like this. I can't mentally count cards fast enough to sit there and win.
I can't count to 21. And I don't want anybody to know.
18, hit me. It's like, it's such a poor decision. The dealer goes, are you sure? So, shit like that. But card games and like, I don't play poker. I've never really played poker. Like, I understand like flushes and straights and all that shit, but I haven't spent enough time to like wake up and be like, I'm going to dominate at poker today all day.
It's like such a long game too. Every time I play, I just end up getting bored and then just fucking going all in. I'm just done with this. I'm over it. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, and then you get the guys who are like, he's all in.
Yeah,
no way.
And
inner monologue.
I keep winning, even though I just want to go home. I'm just like, God, fucking get me out of here, dude. Just
what
go
could
all
he
in.
Possibly have?
Like every fucking hand, I go all in. I win the World Series of poker.
The sweat dripping. Dude, oh man, I haven't gotten more into anime, but I've been deep on my Dragon Ball shit lately. Man, so huge Gohan fan. That's like, I am Gohan in my head. You know, that's me since I was a kid. But I had never seen the Dragon Ball Super movie. It came out like 3 years ago. No, wait, longer than that. Or was it 3? 3 years ago? When it came out, he was like, "You want to go watch it?" And I was like, probably busy making content at the time. I was like, well, I'll watch it later. So 3 years passed. I still hadn't seen it. So I was going to get this.
Oh, sick.
And I was like, we have to watch it. So I watched it while I was getting that tattoo. Dude, that was honestly like the greatest experience ever. And because like Gohan in his, adult form or whatever. And it was touching. Because I was like watching that part as a kid like a million times.
Yeah.
And then watching that
as an adult.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, this is fucking sick.
Transformative experience.
Yeah, I was like, it was like, wow, I feel like a kid again, kind of for a moment. It was cool.
That's so funny. I have the fucking Batman.
I don't think I've ever seen
this leg.
That's hard.
And I watched the entire Dark Knight trilogy when I was getting it done.
Oh, that's hard, dude. That's some good
it's
shit.
Very, very similar experience, I think.
That's cool.
Because I was like, yeah, this is it.
That is probably my number one favorite movie ever.
Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight.
Same. Fucking
Heath Ledger did. We're air bumping. I can't reach you.
Air bump, dude.
Heath Ledger. Yeah, that was like a pinnacle of acting.
Yeah.
I'd appreciated movies and TV up to that point, but when that movie came out, I was like, whoa.
I know. I've been like, I wish I could go back and watch that for the first time.
It blew my fucking mind, big time.
I know you're like huge anime. Dude, I never got big into anime. And
well, I'm not even huge. Like, I mean, more like just Dragon Ball. I'm just a fucking Dragon Ball.
Just
geek.
Dragon Ball? You're not into like any other?
He showed me a bunch, and I think it's like when I was a kid, cartoons and anime, and whatever anime existed at that time, which was like a little bit of Naruto at the tail end of Dragon Ball was before like everything in the US, I think. But that and video games, like I could just sit and do that all day.
Yeah.
And now for me to like sit and play a video game is like tough.
Me too.
And the only video game that I've played recently is Dragon Ball, the new one that came out. Fucking gas.
Who's the one who's big on anime? Which one?
Chuck.
Did you watch the Guyver? Do you know the Guyver? Nobody ever knows the fucking Guyver, dude.
No. I've heard of like
so
Jujutsu
good.
Kaisen and
So good.
Like Demon Slayer, Berserk. Chainsaw Man was cool. We did
Chainsaw
watch
Man
that.
was fucking sick.
That was
I watched Blue Eye Samurai. Blue Eye Samurai goes hard as fuck.
I heard. Yeah, he's told me about that one. Yeah.
You
So
gotta watch
I just need to like spend time because it's almost like when I watch TV or movies, I almost feel guilty. I'm like, I am just sitting here fucking wasting time.
That's somebody, who's like really good at doing that is Webby. He's someone he'll like
Watching
lock in and he's like, oh, dude, I just played all of God of War and now I'm running back the first one. I'm like, dude, how do you? But
I wrote a whole album
Well,
simultaneously.
no, he doesn't.
Oh.
He takes his time to like fill his tank.
Oh, right, sure. Oh, that's cool though. I get that.
Which I don't ever do. I'm always just like, no, I don't have time to do that. But he makes like a conscious
like
effort.
self-time almost.
Yeah, or almost like this, like he's like, well, this inspires me to go make shit.
Right.
So in that sense, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's still fucking incredibly difficult for me to.
Yeah, I just started. If it's not like about to go to sleep or like a Sunday, I'm like, that has to be way later. There's like 8 million other things on my mind. My mind's just like firing off content, pictures, music. Did you do that artwork? Did you send that email? I'm like, whoa, okay. Got to do this. Need coffee, step at a time.
Yeah.
And then we'll get there.
I mean, that's why you've gotten as far as you have, man. I mean, that and you're talented as fuck.
Thank you.
Cool
yeah,
as
likewise.
fuck.
We make some good stuff together, man. Doomed was probably like the highlight of my night every night.
Yeah.
And it was always funny because I would always catch you like doing shit to Bronx, That shit was so funny. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I think that people really got like a moment out of that every night, which was cool. Especially like for people that knew both of us, especially them, but even all the new people that we reached through that, they were like, that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely got to do another one.
For sure.
Drop off next year.
Yeah.
Make it happen big,
Yeah. Holidays coming up. We'll, let people chill for a minute and then hit them again.
I'm with it.
With a heater.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy your time out here in Vegas, man. As always, dude, it's fucking.
Shame you're not going to be here, but at least we got to catch up for a minute. That's
it's always good to see you, bro.
I know.
You're
You're fucking
I really
crushing.
appreciate making the time, dude.
Always.
Like, for sure. And
that's my best friend, dude.
We'll totally be in touch, man. You're awesome.
Good
man.
luck on the tour.
If you don't know PHIX, what the fuck? Why are you watching this?
Dang it.
But
freaking
go follow
it.
PHIX on all the platforms, and help us out with our engagement, man, because
We need it.
Clock is ticking.
Go see Ekoh on tour. If this comes out before, after, during, you know if you win it was killer, and you know if you're gonna go, it's gonna be so sick.
We'll see. We should tour next year too. Leave a cliffhanger on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Peace.
Cool, dude. That's fun.
That was awesome, dude.
My boy.